welcome to my channel where we talk about love and astrology. My name is Teresa and I'm an intuitive life coach and intuitive astrologer, and I help you navigate your love life through astrology, the energy of unconditional love, and your intuition. Today we're going to talk about the energy of we are going to talk about energy, but I'm doing a series on Venus and what Venus means in love. And make sure to stay until the end, because I'm going to tap into the energy of what's going on for Venus in Gemini at this moment. You don't have to have your Venus in Gemini to get the message that you need to hear. And this also is a timeless reading. So if you are drawn to this message, then I hope that you get out of it what you need to hear. And also to take with what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a collective reading. And so there's going to be some specifics. There could be specifics that you really resonate with, and the other part that doesn't. So again, this is general, and if you're interested in a reading from me, click the link below and you can book a session, and I will tap into the energy using astrology and your love life for you, and specifically for you. So remember to like and subscribe to this channel as well, so that we can get this message out to everybody, because I'm only here because of you. I'm doing this for you. There's no other reason. I mean, of course I benefit because this is what I love to do, but this is my calling, to help you to connect with your soulmate, to leave karmics, to be united or reunited with your one true person. And if you're still watching this video, then this you know that you're meant for that great kind of love, that power couple kind of love. And power couple could mean you work together, you do projects together, there's some sort of work involved, or that you guys just are so great together in love. You help the world that way. You lead by example with your love. And so there could be different types of power couples. There are different types of power couples, and you could be, you don't have to be the one specific power couple that works together or does the same kind of work in this world, as far as that is concerned. So let's talk about, I just put out a video on Venus in Aries, and I'm going to now do a video on Venus in, actually I did videos on Venus in Aries and Venus in Taurus. So now I'm going to do a video on Venus in Gemini. And I am biased. I love this placement because my Venus is in Gemini, and sometimes Venus in Gemini gets a bad rap. Venus in Gemini, if you don't know what Venus signifies in astrology, I'll just give you a little bit of an overview, and then you can also click the link below, and you'll be taken to a video that explains Venus and Mars in astrology and what that means. But really quickly, Venus is the sign of love. It rules beauty and grace and money, and also physical items, intangible goods. So that is also, I already said money, but it's luxury and luxurious items. So we are going to focus on the love part of Venus in Gemini. And I keep wanting to go to a different, it's pretty funny. I keep wanting to go to a different sign, which makes sense because it's Gemini. Gemini rules the communication. It's ruled by Mercury, the sign of communication, and we are in, at this moment, Mercury retrograde. It still is November of 2024, but this is a timeless message. This is a timeless reading. So if you get this, even if it's in 5 months a year, 5 years, you're meant to hear, you're meant to hear what I have to say. And please take only what resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading, and so not everybody is going to, this is not going to be for everybody. And you don't have to have your Venus in Gemini to get a message that you're meant to hear. So just like Venus and Gemini, I was feeling this energy too when I put the message out, the Venus in Taurus video out as well. I was feeling this, pull. My mind wanted to go different places and different areas. And I mean, I do have my Venus in Gemini, but also we are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury's retrograde in Sagittarius, and we are experiencing Mars retrograde. And, it actually wants me. So, okay, when I do this intuitive reading, I will talk about the Jupiter in retrograde because Jupiter is in Gemini at this moment. So thank you again for being here. I love and appreciate you guys. I sometimes go off on tangents, and it's just perfect for the Venus in Gemini video. Venus rules love, beauty, grace, money, luxurious life, luxurious things. And Venus in Gemini is very much about communication. If you have your Venus in Gemini like I do, you are attracted to, or if you have a sign that's compatible with Venus and Gemini. And again, there are signs that you are not supposed to be compatible with, but you still are drawn to. There's a reason for that. That's why I'm an intuitive life coach and intuitive astrologer, because sometimes it's important to break rules. We have rules for a reason, but sometimes we're here to do things totally differently. And so with Venus and Gemini, you're going to be attracted to, Venus and Gemini signifies attraction to communication. Your love language is probably going to be words of affirmation. And there's different types of words of affirmations. There's always subcategories. So you could, you may not need to hear praise, or if you do, that's fine. You may want to have conversation. It may be light conversation, or you may be someone, depending on your placements, where your Venus is and your house is. This is, again, a general description and definition. But you may, okay, I lost my train of thought. Venus and Gemini spirit, please bring me back to that. This is so funny. This cracks me up with Venus and Gemini. And then I'm also tapping into the energy, which is, it's a trip, you guys. Thank you for being here. So love language. You are, yes, words of affirmation. So you could want to have deep conversation. And, so it depends on where your placements are. But conversation and words of affirmation is probably your love language. You could also have, I believe that there's more than one love language for people. Sometimes there could be just one main love language that somebody resonates with. But, I have my Venus placement in Gemini. So, of course, there's a couple for me. But you may also be someone that there's at least two that really hit home for you, hit your heart, that have a place in your heart. So quality time could also be one of your love languages, because you're able to speak in person with that with whoever it is that you are connecting with, whether that's love or romantic. But we are talking about true soulmate connection here in this channel and with this video. And we'll get a little bit, we won't get too spicy, but also with Venus and Gemini loves conversation and communication. So there may be, it's kind of a little bit embarrassing, but you may like somebody to, talk to you, to talk to talk to you when you are in the bedroom. You may want to fantasize about this person, fantasies and thinking about, and being in limerence. Be careful of that, which just means, romanticizing and playing out scenarios that, you don't want. You want to have your feet on the ground as well, Venus and Gemini. Please don't play it safe. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Tap into your intuition, and you'll know when you're really just fantasizing and going off on, what could be detrimental and hard on your love life. But you may want to think about the things that you want to do with your partner. Actually, you will. You're going to think about the things that you want to do with your partner. You're going to, think about the things that you'll say to them. You're going to want someone who's going to communicate with you. That's going to really speak to your heart. You're going to want someone who talks, maybe, I'll let you fill in the blanks, but they're going to talk to you in your ear. That's going to really help you to get closer to them romantically, in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom. That will bring you closer to them physically and emotionally, some sort of communication. And if you're not going to be with your person, and if they're long distance, texting or talking on the phone, and you could even go old school and write letters, will be something that is really calls to, and that is part of having Venus in Gemini. Venus in Gemini is also, Gemini is a mutable sign, so you're going to be very flexible. If you are in love with someone that has Venus in Gemini, if I'm talking to, if you're a woman who has Venus in Gemini, and I was just about to say if I'm talking to a woman, but we are energetic beings having a human experience. So we each have divine masculine and divine feminine. We have a masculine and a feminine side to us, and you could be the same sex that resonates with being, you could be feminine and you resonate more with being more masculine. That's fine. Really take what resonates with you, take what aligns with you, and leave the rest. And I just, for ease of explanation, I'm going to say man and woman. And so, take what belongs and toss the rest. So Venus in Gemini is a mutable sign Gemini is a mutable sign. And so Gemini is going to be flexible. You're going to be, very much, it's an air sign. So you're going to be okay with changing plans or doing a lot of things. Venus in Gemini can get a bad rap because Gemini it's a sign of siblings. It's a sign of the twins, and it wants to do a lot of things at once. And so some people may think that you're a player. You could be a player. And if you are polyamorous or you like to have multiple partners, then that's who you are. But not everybody with Venus in Gemini is into polyamory or having multiple partners. You could experiment, you could do things, you could want to, have variety in your love life, but perhaps maybe just with that one stable partner. And this channel is we are focusing on that one true love in your life. You may be one of those people who wants to bring other people into your partnership. But again, I doubt it with this channel. That's not really the message with this channel. But with Venus and Gemini, there could be that as well. Polyamory or wanting to bring other people in the partnership and being fine and being able to do that in your life. But Venus and Gemini does like variety, Gemini likes to do a lot of things at once. And sometimes Gemini can be known as the jack of all trades or the Jill of all trades. But it's because Venus and Gemini loves variety, and it's okay to experiment. It's okay to learn a lot of different things or bring in variety, I'm here to tell you that there will be a point in your life where you're going to just take everything in and learn, and you'll probably be a lifelong, at least experimenter, depending, where the sign is, where your sign of Gemini and Venus are in your chart. It depends on where they are in your chart. You may have variety in that. You will have variety in that area in your life. Mine is placed in my ninth house of education, higher learning, philosophy, travel. So I love to do a lot. I love to travel. I love to learn a lot. I'm a lifelong learner. I connect with people that I teach and I also learn from, and I have a lot of areas, but that I learn about, and I love to learn about everything. But now that I'm a little bit older and I've had a lot of that already, I'm satiated. I've taken so much in that I don't need to have as much as of a variety. I have core things that I now learn about and further my education. And of course, I'll continue to learn and add variety as I get older and as I get what's the right word, as mastery. I mean, are we ever masters really? But as I get to a level of mastery on the certain items. So with your Venus in Gemini, or if your partner, or if you're in love with someone who has Venus in Gemini, if you're learning about that for someone else, Venus in Gemini, then you'll see that they love variety. They love to do different things. They could be very spontaneous. And again, it depends on where your placements are in the rest of your chart and where your Venus is in Gemini in your chart. You may be someone who just is spontaneous, but you could be someone that needs to, plan your spontaneity. I get that as well. If you are interested in a reading, I'm going to tap into the intuition part of this reading now. But if you are interested in having a reading, click the link below and you can book a reading with me, and I will go over your individual chart with you. You can get your free chart with a link below as well. There's another separate link that you can click. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so we can get this message off to the rest of the tribe, the people, our community who are either working towards or learning how to navigate your soul connection, that one true love that you are meant to be in partnership with in this life. And power, it's like a power couple type of partnership. You don't have to work together. You don't have to do the same thing in work. You could do the same types of things, but you may have different businesses, or you could just have such a great love that you inspire people. You love and respect each other so much that people are in awe of your relationship. And there's all in betweens. And so you'll know what resonates with you. And again, this is a general reading. This is general information. And even if you're here watching and you don't have your Venus in Gemini and you're learning about astrology, there's a message here for you to take in. Take in what resonates, leave the rest. So we are going to, I'll tap into the energy of Venus in Gemini and what is going on with Venus in Gemini right now. This is a timeless meeting. I suppose it is a timeless meeting. We are meeting for a reason. This is a timeless reading. So whether you find this just after I posted or months later or years later, you're meant to hear what you're meant to hear in this message. And so take what resonates. So Venus in Gemini, we are, Mercury is retrograde, And I did talk about slowing down in the Venus and Taurus video. And this is especially important for Venus in Gemini because I'm even having trouble getting the words out. So, and this happened as well in my Venus in Taurus video. So it's important to slow down and to think about what you're going to say before you say it. Venus in Taurus is also a slower moving planet or placement, excuse me. But so they're going to go slower anyway. But with Venus and Gemini, especially with Mercury retrograde, you're going to want to slow down your mind and your thoughts, get physical, do something to keep your feet on the ground because you're so mental. You're so connected to the mental part, the mind, the thinking in your life and in your love life. So it's important not to overthink what's happening, what will happen, what has happened. Use this energy, this Mercury retrograde energy. And again, it doesn't matter when you're finding this message. It's time to slow down, get more physical, and be more in the now with your thoughts. Use gratitude. Think about and really focus on what you are grateful for right now. Write it down. Like I said, get physical, and that could be writing it down. You could even sing about it, communicate through words. As far as a song, you could write songs. For some reason, I'm being called to say play music. I play music, and so I know that I'm biased. I find that when I'm in my head too much as a Venus in Gemini about my love life or anything really, I stop what I'm doing, take a break and play music. I sing. I sing for some people now. I volunteer at the VA, and then I've done some other things as well. But that's something I'm here to help people. I'm here to guide people. And when I work at the VA, when I volunteer, do the work at the VA, that's something that I do to help them to connect with their heart and their soul. And it helps me as well. It's selfish and selfless. So I want you can communicate through song. And I pick songs that really resonate with my heart, that really calls to love, that brings in the energy of unconditional love to the world, to you, to whoever needs to hear it. And remember that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and our vibration, our attitude, our energy ripples everywhere. And so you can, just by being happy, you will make a difference in people's lives. Just by communicating with a smile at the grocery store, at the gas station, while you're on a walk, that has a ripple effect, but also to your energy, your mind, your thoughts. If you're worried, if you're overthinking, and you are just confused, causing confusion because you're overthinking, and perhaps have your hands in all of these different items to learn about with love, then you're gonna get confused. So that's okay to have variety. It's okay to have variety, but take in variety that is more channeled to what you're wanting to learn. It's time to slow that energy down right now with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, usually it's a fire sign, and air and fire fuel each other. They're awesome together. They work well together, but it's retrograde. Mercury's retrograde. So it's time to slow down, think about your thoughts, think about communicating in a slower fashion, and then just have faith, knowing that what you're doing right now, what you're thinking right now, what you're focusing on right now, bring in all of the, all of that chaos into into um, into at least a few, depending on who you are. Could be 5 things. It could be one thing, but focus a little bit more and slow down and know that the universe, your guides, are here to help you. And that's why I'm putting this message out, because I know that there's someone out there meant to hear what I have to say. And we are also going through the energy. Again, this is timeless. So when you find this, the timing will be perfect. Of Mars retrograde as well. And Mars is retrograde in Leo. And again, it feels at home here because it's they work well together. It's an air, it's a fire and fire sign. Mars is a fire sign, the sign of action, and Leo is a fire sign and the sign of action as well. A little bit different, Mars is all about action and going. It's the god of war. It rules the god of war, represents. And Leo is the lion and represents action and being a leader and being in the spotlight. And Mars is retrograde. And so it's also time, this is also time to slow down and to think about, well, with Venus in Gemini, yes, think about your actions and take actions a little bit slower. But I would say with Venus in Gemini, it's time to take more physical action and take physical action. Focus on just for some people it's going to be one thing. For others, it could be 2 or 5. If your Venus is in Gemini, you're going to like a lot of variety. But when you're distracted, when you're doing things in a varietal way. Is that a word? In a way of variety, or if you're being distracted. So just focus on a routine, let's say a workout routine. You could always get out in nature. You could sing, you could play a musical instrument, you could write, let your guides guide your hand and write your thoughts out and get answers that way. And really focus more than you normally do. And actually, that's something that will help you anyway, but with this energy, you're able to focus more than because of the energy. With these retrogrades, you can tap into that and slow down. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video, why I'm talking to you and asking you, and letting you know that will be helpful. Let me get it's open already, ephemeris. Because we are, I don't believe that we are in Venus. Let's see here. We are. Okay, so Gemini is also retrograde in Jupiter. So if you have, you are also feeling the retrograde energy in Jupiter. So what that tells me is, so Jupiter is the ruler of philosophy, of higher learning, higher education, of travel, luck. It's a very lucky sign. It's symbolized by the arrow, and what Jupiter represents is being able just to shoot that arrow, and wherever it lands is wherever it's meant to be, and things just unfold in a really lucky, great way. And right now we are in retrograde season. There are a lot of the outer planets are retrograde, and so it is a time to slow down. But I'm really getting for Venus in Gemini to really focus your thoughts, get physical, and that could be writing, singing, playing music, playing a musical instrument. I love to walk in nature, so you could walk, hike. If you live in an urban area, you can do that. And you could also meet someone while you are out walking, and to take your time when you meet somebody. I mean, this is the channel for love, for that true soulmate kind of love. And if it's not your person, you could meet someone that somehow connects you to your person. Maybe there's so you could have you're going to be, with Venus and Gemini, you have a way with words. People are attracted to your communication. You know how to speak, and you might, if your Venus is retrograde, that's something different as well. It's a little bit of a slower progression to being able to communicate, but you will have a way with words. And so I'm getting that when you go out to walk, that's where you could meet your person. And if not, someone connected to your person, maybe even a sibling or a friend or a close friend. So now's the time to slow down and really get to know the person that you meet, or have a conversation. It could be, it could even be, no, I don't want to say a parent, but someone who's related to this person, works with them. So don't make the mistake of that's your person, even if you're attracted to them. Slow down and talk with them, and listen and ask questions. I mean, you don't have to, give them the third degree or anything like that, which Venus and Gemini can tend to do. But be curious and listen, and now's the time to work on your communication, and then ask questions, but don't listen to talk. You want to make sure to listen so that you can respond and communicate, and then see where the connection goes. Is there anything else that I need to channel in for Venus and Gemini, that I need to know for Venus and Gemini at this time? I really want to give it a minute, because, and I can pause this, because with Venus and Gemini, the mind can go really in so many directions, and I want to be able to focus in on what you need to hear right now. So let me just pause this. Okay, I have one last thing that Spirit, God, the divine, whatever the energy you want to call this, our Creator wants me to let you know, and that is to use your wisdom through communication, by slowing your mind down, to find your person. And if you are with your person already, you're gonna, you just know. Write it out, move, and get out of your head. Get out of your thoughts so that you're not confused. So, of course, you're going to want to think, philosophize. You're going to want to even fantasize and think about the communication that you want to have, whether you're with this person or not, or you're manifesting them in your life. But you are going to, I just heard that you can't hear me very well right now, so I'm speaking a little closer to the microphone. But you're going to want to use your wisdom and listen, and that's going to create the abundance of love in your life and draw in the person that you're meant to be with, or connect with the person that you are with now, your soul connection, on a higher level, a level that's where you haven't been before. And right now is a time to slow down, because you don't need to have all of the answers. What you need to do is just slow down and have faith that everything is going to work out, because it is. And it's okay to be a little scared or a little bit in your head, but just know that your faith is going to get you through this and take you to exactly where you want to be and in your love life. And this is not, being with that person is not the end. That's just the beginning. So if you're not with your person right now, then it's okay to take your time. But I don't know if Venus and Gemini, I doubt that if things aren't progressing right now, that they're going to stay very slow for very long. They're not going to stay slow for very long. So use this time to do what you need to do to connect with yourself, to work on your communication, and to build wisdom. Use your wisdom, your experience for the abundance in the life and your love life. And for those of you who are with your person right now, it's okay to slow down. Don't overthink things. And sometimes the best way to communicate is to not communicate. It sounds backwards, but the best way to communicate is not to communicate sometimes. Sometimes it's best to stay quiet, gather your thoughts, and then speak when it's time. Not communicate doesn't mean staying quiet forever. It just means being specific about your needs and your wants without all of the rest of the noise, because your message gets diluted. Is there anything else that I need to relay to Venus and Gemini? Is there anything else? I do read tarot, but I haven't been called to bring tarot into this message at this point, or into my readings at this point. But have faith. I feel that that's it. Please like this channel, subscribe to this channel. It'll really help to reach, that'll help us to reach the people who are meant to have that great love that you are meant to have. And this is a movement. We're really bringing a tribe together. This is not just, there's specific people in the world right now that are meant for this type of love. And if you've made it this far to the video, in the video, you know that it's you. So remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. And if you're interested in a individual reading, then you can book a reading with me with the link below, and we will go over your love life. Thanks again for watching. I love and appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.